right now. Let's go. This is the moment where it all begins. Feel good in this new year with the world's most nutritious and delicious lowest calorie meal replacement at barely 60 calories a serving. It's an unbelievable opportunity to get an iconic product in Andrew's line, his secure meal replacement. It's delicious for sure. And tonight on HSN, we have our best value, biggest value, lowest pricing of all time. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to talk about with regards to New Year's resolutions, ambitions, goals, the adventure we're gonna go on. You can choose 4 different flavors here. We have our gorgeous coffee, chocolate, vanilla, or for the first time ever as a today's special, our pina colada.
Plus this is 100 supply, wow. That hurt my elbow. This weighs 4 pounds. So in the largest size, we eliminated a whole bunch of plastic.
Yes.
And we're really cautious about plastic, and we do all the calculations and things like that. So when you get a 300, the reason why you get a choice, you could choose 3 different flavors in the 300.
Yep.
Or you get 4, you get all 4 different flavors in the 400, is because it's assembled from 100. Each one weighs 4 pounds, it's resealable. So that was our new innovation in packaging here. But the most important thing about my meal replacement, and it sort of pains me a little to say this, because I spend so much time dealing with the science of this product, but the most important thing and the most praised attribute of this product is its taste, which is pretty amazing for a meal replacement.
Yep.
That depending on the flavor is from 63 to 69 calories. And a lot of people think, well, why is it, can't you figure out how to make it all the same calories? The reason why it's different calories underscores the investment that we make in flavor. That flavor is such a substantial component of this product that it changes the caloric level from 63 to 69 calories. 69 calories is the coffee, 63 calories is the vanilla. But that gives you a sense of the investment in flavor. You will not find a meal replacement in the world that tastes better than this. The blueprint for this wasn't other meal replacements. The blueprint for this was getting the best vanilla shake from, I shouldn't mention the name. It's one of those really great fast food restaurants.
You know the one.
Great in terms of tasting, not necessarily in terms of health attributes. Then the chocolate came from another fast food. And the coffee came from that coffee place. So what we basically did is we set out with all the flavor experts and the flavor houses, and we set out not to emulate and become a good tasting or great tasting meal replacement, but a meal replacement that tastes better than those no holds barred shakes that you see at those restaurants. But again, those are typically what? 5, 6, 7, 800 calories and contain no nutrition. Mine's 63 to 69 calories, low in sugar, low in carbs. And you want to look at the nutrition. We just talked about my Essential 1 multivitamin. This reads like your typical multivitamin almost out in the marketplace. You're getting 70% of the RDA of vitamin C. That used to be 100%, 60 milligrams. You're getting 50% of the RDA of vitamin D, 70% of the RDA of vitamin E, and it's natural. All the leading multivitamins are synthetic. You're getting 70% of B1, 70% of B2, 60% of B3, niacin. B5, pantothenic acid, are getting 100% because that's critical to the burning of fat. Vitamin B6, 60%. B12, because it's critical to energy level, oxygen transport, exercise. You're getting 500%, and it's our special protected B12.
Okay.
So this alone is like a separate B12 supplement. You're getting 500% of biotin, the beauty vitamin. Typical products will give you 30 micrograms. We give you 5 times more.
Amazing.
Folate, again, we're giving you 100 micrograms. Calcium, 200 milligrams of calcium, like a separate calcium supplement. Actually, this is like calcium, magnesium, intensive care, like a capsule of our calcium supplement. And then selenium and chromium. So it's nutritious, but, and the best thing of all also is I've had issues with meal replacements in the past. So I want a product that's going to be super soluble. I've been traveling and I mix this with my back of my toothbrush. Right. And I'll show you now, I'll even take more than a single serving and show you how easily it will mix with water, whatever you choose. And what is this? This is vanilla. So let's just And the minute you get these home, you don't even have to taste them. If all you do is smell them, as I've said in the past, this would be 10 times more popular if there was smell-o-vision.
I wish, my gosh. So,
but there, as you saw, I put several scoops in there, and what you're going to see, and usually with a protein drink, it turns into concrete if you do something like that I just did.
Right.
But with this, as you'll see, it mixes instantly. It mixes in a matter of seconds, and there you go. And it's incredibly delicious.
I just opened the pina colada, which is my new favorite. All of them are delicious though, Andrew.
And for me, the pina colada is probably the most outstanding flavor of all. But vanilla, and our vanilla is incredible. What I love most about vanilla is it's universal. I'll add our vanilla to fruit, to frozen berries, to banana, to pineapple. I'll add it to even a veggie drink. Vanilla is really sort of universal in terms of blending it with other things. But as you can see, just from the sip I took, I'm salivating. Oh, you mixed the pina colada. I can smell it. I'm probably 3 feet away, but I can smell it. And again, at about 60 or less than 60 cents a meal, pennies a meal. And with all that nutrition, for this to still be pennies a meal, and then in terms of the form of protein, soy protein is without question the best source of protein for weight loss. And again, I'll repeat that, and I'll go to the science and show you why. But also in terms of heart health, also in terms of supporting the health of other tissues in our body, like breast tissue and prostate tissue. But soy protein is without question not only great for supporting our weight loss programs, but also those other things that we want to support as well, our cholesterol levels, our triglyceride levels, healthy insulin metabolism, healthy blood sugar metabolism, which of course this product is low in sugar and low in carbs. But it's an opportunity to do more than support weight loss, but many of us are trying to achieve that weight loss to support those other issues that relate to our health. We might be suffering from metabolic syndrome. We might be needing to watch our blood sugar and insulin metabolism, our blood pressure. This is an opportunity and a product that's been delivered to really help support the more comprehensive goals of a weight loss program, not just shedding the pounds, but gaining the health benefits that come with the shedding of pounds.
I want to take you through the pricing because it is an amazing value, remarkable value if you're ordering today and this one day only. So for our secure meal replacement today's special, there is a 20, 60, 100, 200, 300 or 400 serving opportunity. But here's where it gets exciting. First thing you notice, the if purchased separately, we're heading upwards $300, $400, $500. Our savings are ginormous this evening. But what's really exciting, if you go for the 60 or above meal kit, you are also going to receive some of Andrew's amazing zero-calorie best sweetener on the market today.
It's a stevia-based sweetener. It's the only truly sugar-free sweetener. Even all those artificial sweeteners, they contain sugar. They contain about 1 gram of sugar, all of them. So you lose about 3/4 of the sugar, but it still contains sugar. This is a truly sugar-free sweetener. And also what you get.
So excited about this.
This is the new Choco Nouveau Cafe. So our Choco Nouveau Cafe, this is our Choco Nouveau, our cholesterol-lowering chocolate. It's the best tasting chocolate in the world, bar none. I say that with absolute confidence. And the reviews on the product bear me out. But our Choco Nouveau Cafe.
The texture, the crunch.
It's unbelievable. And you don't have to worry about caffeine. I can't drink coffee in the morning. But it only is a few milligrams of caffeine literally per piece. So it's incredibly, incredibly delicious. So you get to try that before anyone else. But again, the most important thing, as they say, if we don't change something, everything's going to remain the same. What do they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again.
That's true.
And somehow expecting a different result. This is an opportunity, whether it's supporting our health or weight loss or weight management, it's an opportunity. The science on meal replacement, and I'll read it in a moment, it is the most effective strategy for weight loss is meal replacement. That's what the science has said over and over. The most effective meal replacements are soy protein-based meal replacements. We also have this available, you could find it at hsn.com, using marine collagen peptides or also using our whey protein. But if you really want the best results in terms of all the other metabolic indices like cholesterol and triglycerides and blood sugar and insulin metabolism, soy protein is really where you need to go. Ours is, of course, non-GMO. But if you want to, as I say, we don't second guess the science, we don't second guess Mother Nature. If you want to benefit from the greatest science in terms of weight loss, meal replacement is the way to go. Soy protein-based meal replacement is the way to go. And the lower the calories, the lower in sugar, the lower in carb, the better it works. And that is the blueprint of this product. And there isn't another product like it in the world at all. And that's why, as much as it's a taste-based product, and taste-based products usually don't get reviewed well, this product is a customer pick and has always been more than 4 stars. Except when I introduced it 30, 40 years ago and originally didn't focus on the flavor. Now we focus on the flavor.
There's been a big wait, a lot of anticipation for this today's special, which is why, as you can see, our quantity counter has been jumping by 20, 30, even 40 every moment. We're about to hit 19,000. I want to answer this quick question for everybody watching at home, because it kind of takes a second to digest. If you order the larger sizes, that being the 300 or the 400, you will receive these. You'll get 100 packets of the Sucrese and 30 of the Choco Nouveau Cafe if you go for the 300 or 400. Now, if you choose the 200, 300 or 400 serving, you can even mix and match what you want. So maybe you want to do vanilla and chocolate, or you want to do the 300 serving and do pina colada, coffee and vanilla. So you can have some fun there. If you're looking at this going, I don't know which flavor to choose, Adam's saying the pina colada, Andrew loves the vanilla. If you do the 400 serving, it's basically a sampler, so you get 1 of each. I think that's a good way to go. The other thing to tell you, sorry, there's so many good opportunities tonight. We have a bonus buy. If you choose the 300 or the 400 and you get an additional of the same size, you can take $10 off. Because if you know maybe it's not just you, but it's somebody else in the family or a friend, your sister, somebody else that's going to be taking that kind of journey into better weight management in the new year, you could split the cost with them, an extraordinary savings. Andrew, you just mentioned it. It's a comprehensive meal replacement system. It addresses everything.
Well, what we do is we follow the science. I have no other agenda than to try to make the best product in the world to deliver on your desires, your needs, your expectations. And even if you look at either the 300 meal or the 400 meal, and you think about the Sucrese we're giving, and you think about the Choco Nouveau, and the price of those, that's probably, say, at least another $50 or $60 in value. So that would take that $229 or that $179 down to about $120 or $170. So that means that you're really looking at about 30 cents a meal. So, well, yeah, there you have it. So if you just look at $229, if you take out the 35 and the 28, that's $63 from $229. That would be $163 for 400 meals. What does that end up being? About 40 cents a meal.
Sure.
It's about 40 cents a meal. But even at 60 cents a meal, I mean, when I introduced this product, it was multiple times more expensive than that. So to think that you're getting the lowest calorie and truly the best tasting meal replacement, and as I said before, and I want to get to the science, meal replacements are without question the most effective way to go about weight loss. Whatever works for you, that's what works for you. But if you look at the big world of science on weight loss, and there's a big universe of published studies on weight loss, meal replacements are more effective than even structured diet plans, even supervised diet plans. Meal replacements work better. But what folks often say to me, you know, soy protein, it just isn't as good as whey protein. First of all, they'd be wrong. Because even if you look at here, if you look at the protein digestibility, really that's going to give you the quality of protein. At the top of the list is soy protein and whey. They are both rated a 1. and then beef is 0.92, and we know and then just soy on its own, 0.91, pea protein, 0.67, oat, 0.557, and whole wheat, 0.45. So soy protein isn't at a disadvantage to whey protein, but then soy protein has all these other metabolic advantages that whey protein cannot and does not deliver. And that's why it's so powerful in terms of the goals that we have for weight loss, because our goals aren't just weight loss, it's also we want weight in certain areas, and soy protein has some great science that it tends to target the weight loss in the areas where we want to lose that weight. It also has great research in terms of heart health, in terms of supporting the health of breast tissue, prostate tissue. It also has great research in terms of skeletal and bone health. The list goes on and on. But I just wanted to give you a basic summary of the product. Only 63 to 69 calories. The reason there's a variation between the flavors isn't because we're sloppy. It's because we so invest in the flavor that the flavor drives the caloric content. That's how much flavor is in each one. It mixes quickly and easily, as I showed before, and I'll show you again in a moment. Rich, delicious, and filling. Guaranteed, you get this home, 30-day money-back guarantee. You'll tell the minute you open the container that there's nothing like this meal replacement in the world.
Love it.
7 grams of non-GMO soy protein, low in sodium. So don't worry about a lot of meal replacements. They'll use sodium to make them taste better.
Indeed.
We don't need it. Low in fat. Only 1.5 grams, 0 grams of trans fat, 0 grams of saturated fat, 0 grams of cholesterol. Dairy-free as well.
Yep.
Another dairy-free, gluten-free. None of my products contain gluten. So again, and less than 8 grams of carbohydrates, less than 30 carbohydrate calories, 21 essential vitamins and minerals, 70% of the RDA I showed earlier, the high levels, 500% of the RDA of biotin, 500% of the RDA of B12. So it's unlike any meal replacement you can find anywhere in the world. And as much as I could go on and on and on about how unique it is technically, again, the thing that makes it most unique is the experience. It's flavor, how easy it is to mix, how soluble it is, and very quickly, I'll just do this with the pina colada and the chocolate, basically for no other reason than I want to taste both of them. so here's chocolate. And the flavor, you'll get the pina colada or the chocolate home, you'll swear you just opened a candy bar.
It's true. And
when you open the chocolate and the pina colada, you swear you're getting a pina colada.
That's the secret. I mean, really it is. It satisfies you. It makes you happy.
And just this time, I just put in 1 scoop, and it's actually, you don't even have to mix it. That's how, in each of the ingredients, the vitamins, the minerals, the protein, everything was specifically selected to be super soluble. So without exception, every single ingredient was selected so that, you know, if you're like me and you're traveling or you're at the office, when I'm traveling, I have a little hotel room glass. I'll mix it with the back of my toothbrush or the back of my shaver, and I'll use my finger and it mixes, and cheers.
Cheers to you. Happy New Year, healthy New Year. Delicious. It's the best.
The pina colada is unbelivable.
And that's for the first time as today's special.
But for me, the chocolate, my goal with the chocolate, when I was a little kid, if I was allowed to have chocolate ice cream after a meal, my parents used to be not happy with me. I would sit there and smush it in the bowl until I ended up with this chocolate liquid in my bowl, and I would just drink that.
It's the best.
That's what this tastes like.
If you've never tried Andrew's Secure Meal Replacement, you have to do it. It's unlike any other in the world. It tastes wonderful, and it fills you, and it satisfies you, and you look forward to taking it, to drinking it. So many meal replacements, it's like, oh, do I have to, do that again? Not with this. I want to show you the value, because we have thousands of people ordering, as you can see. I want to make sure you get your flavor of choice. They are selling even faster than we anticipated. I'm going to cut to the chase because most people are going here. They're going 200, 300, or 400. Look at the normal pricing if purchased separately. $270, $407, $522. If you order today before it sells out, significant savings. The 400 meal kit saves you more than you're spending. Now, If you do the 400 meal kit, that is the sampler. So you get 100 servings of each of the 4 flavors, okay? If you want to be able to choose a specific flavor or configure your own collection, choose the 2 or the 300 kit. Now, when you go for the larger sizes, you are going to receive this sucrose, 0 calorie, no sugar, nothing bad, the world's best sweetener. You'll get 100 packets of sucrose. Maybe in the new year, you're trying to avoid sugar or the artificial sweeteners. That's gonna be a great decision. Plus, if you go for the larger sizes, you also get 30 of the Choco Nouveau Cafe. This is world launch, Andrew's cholesterol-lowering chocolate. This, though, has coffee in it. Organic fair trade coffee in it for the first time ever, which is amazing.
But you don't have to worry about the caffeine content because it literally is only about 5 milligrams of caffeine, less than 5 milligrams of caffeine per square. So it's not, a cup of coffee is 100 to 150, I believe, a cup of tea about 50 milligrams. So this is only about 5 milligrams of coffee, but it's
amazing.
The texture, the flavor, it's unbelievable.
It's delicious.
And this sucrose. But I wanted to read some of the science because I think the science, hopefully, I know that a lot of people are watching, and a lot of folks don't buy my product. That's fine. But I think the information is really critical because in America, almost 80% of us are overweight or obese. So those of us at our ideal weight are the exception. So it's really important that we understand what opportunities there are out there if we want to try to lose weight. And if we want to try to lose weight, again, we should not feel, well, 80% of us, close to 80% are overweight or obese, and for good reason. Our genetics almost compel that. Our genetics create that. We were designed to eat as much as we can, whenever we can, more than we needed, because we were designed to survive in a world of absolute scarcity, where the single greatest threat to our survival was starvation.
Right.
That doesn't exist anymore. So our blueprint was not designed for the world we're in. So it's to be expected that most of us are overweight or obese. But in terms of an opportunity, meal replacements, and that's where the science is. And what's great about that is supervised weight loss plans and those food plans, those are super expensive. My meal replacement here today, money's not an excuse because it's going to cost less than a meal.
Yeah, yeah.
Each of these meal replacements, if you don't even consider the bonus ingredients, each of these meal replacements is less than 60 cents. If you consider the bonus ingredients, it's less than 40 cents. So I remember when I was a little kid, you went to McDonald's and got change back from your dollar. That's not happening anymore. But you have one of my meal replacements, you can almost have 2 and get change back from your dollar. So if we look at just the science, and that's what's exciting. So you don't have to get my meal replacement. It won't be as low calorie, it won't taste as good, it won't have the same quality nutrition in it, but meal replacements work. And this is from the Nutrition Journal. So all of these quotes are from technical, respected scientific journals.
Right.
Evidence has shown that dietary interventions using meal replacements result in greater weight loss and better compliance, meaning easier to stick to, are more likely to ensure adequate intake of essential nutrients, we get the nutrition we need, and demonstrate higher satisfaction, that we're happier, and lower dropout rates compared to other diets.
Right.
Meal replacement shakes have been studied extensively for both medical and public health efforts to combat obesity. Meal replacement shakes represent an important strategy in combating the worldwide epidemic of obesity due to their simplicity and convenience. Meal replacement simplifies the weight loss regimens by replacing 1 or 2 meals a day with a product of defined nutrient and calorie content. Ours is the richest in nutrients, it's the lowest in calories, and it is by far and away the best tasting. From Annals of Nutrition and Metabolism, recent studies have shown that meal replacement regimens are safe and are associated with greater weight loss than individualized weight loss plans or individualized diet plans. So again, individualized diet plans don't do as well as your self-supervised meal replacement. It has been suggested that diets containing soy protein may further accelerate weight loss, and it isn't just accepted or suggested, it is accepted. The science is clear that if you want the most effective protein in a weight loss meal replacement, it's non-GMO soy protein.
Okay. And they're just letting me know, and Andrew, just to share with everybody, thank you for your orders tonight. We're extremely busy. when Andrew mentions the science, which is so crucial, you also have to remember the success stories that we have, of which right now online, people that have bought this over the years in the past, 4,500 reviews, of which 3,000 of them are 5 stars. That's an achievement.
And again, what I want to point out, and I mention this often about the reviews, at HSN, compared to sort of some other websites online, we're handicapped here because all the reviews come from someone who actually bought the product.
Right.
And you can't even post a review until you've had the product for a while, because unless you've had it for a while, you couldn't have experienced it. So whereas you go online and in the wild, wild west of the World Wide Web, there's all sorts of crazy places where you can see a product that's been out for a few weeks and they have 10,000 reviews. So it's well known. Even there are some websites that will actually scan reviews for you because they read them, use artificial intelligence or other systems to determine whether those reviews are fraudulent or not. So again, the reviews here are real. I encourage you to read them. They're all there in all their glory. You know, the majority of them, the substantial majority of them, are incredibly positive reviews, but there are some bad reviews. Some people think it, and the most frequent review is the flavor's too strong or it's too sweet. What I always say, if it isn't sweet enough, you can't fix it. What are you gonna add, sugar to your meal replacement? And if there's not enough flavor, you can't fix that. So we figure more flavor, more sweetness, all you do is use a smaller scoop. It becomes more economical, or dilute it, and you'll get to the point that you like. So again, I'd rather be accused of making a product that has too much flavor than not enough. But as we continue here from Nutrition Journal, results of our previous research, as well as that of others, demonstrate the safety and efficacy of meal replacements for weight loss and weight maintenance among overweight and obese individuals. Increasingly, meal replacement diet plans have been demonstrated to provide safe, effective, sustainable weight loss, and have also been shown to yield significant improvements in health outcomes. That's the whole other idea behind soy protein, that you're also helping all these other measures of health, not just the weight loss. Nutrient-rich, portion-controlled meal replacements, that's what this is, are a strategic tool that may assist dieters as they navigate the obesogenic, that means the environment we're in tends to promote weight gaining. Our world is, it's very funny. I did a few weeks ago, I did a water fast. I did a 1-week water fast. Never did I realize, and I don't watch much TV, but I was watching TV because you're kind of sitting around when you're doing a water fast, you're not eating anything. Right. And I never realized between drugs and food, it seems that's all that's advertised. Everything. And all of a sudden you just see all the foods and how tempting and how beautifully they're photographed, that we live in a world where food is so readily available, and it's not the right kind of food either. So it's just an opportunity to make a difference that's easy, that's convenient, and that's supported by the science. And that's the key, that everything I make is supported by the science or we never make it. In fact, another chart I have here that's sort of interesting, in the 30+ years I've been making meal replacements, there's been a whole bunch of funny ingredients that have come on the marketplace. Oh, I love this list. And that many of you begged me to make products that contain these ingredients. And really what should be on the top of the list is ephedra. And ephedra, that was more about almost 25, 30 years ago. And I refused to make an ephedra-based product. And then when several people died using ephedra, it was just tragic. And unfortunately, a lot of irresponsible people in my industry made products containing ephedra. But whether it's raspberry ketone, it doesn't support weight loss, or green coffee bean extract that whatever Dr. Oz was promoting the heck out of these 2 ingredients, or African mango or acai berry. Acai berry is really healthy. It's not a weight loss ingredient. Mangosteen, 7-keto DHEA, conjugated linoleic acid, forskolin, hoodia. Citrus aurantium, it's been around forever. Magnolia, philodendron, saffron extract. Saffron extract has all sorts of great benefits. Not weight loss. Capsaicin, great benefits, but it's not, I don't consider it a magical weight loss ingredient. So glucomannan, incredible benefits, not a weight loss ingredient.
Safe and successful, following the science, proven results, the success stories of which there are thousands. I know we only have about 10 or so minutes left and we're extremely busy. This is your moment to pounce and say, okay, this year I'm gonna do it. Maybe it's gonna be a new weight loss regimen, or maybe it's maintaining that weight. You know, I mentioned to Andrew many, many times, but since he launched the Pina Colada, I've always had Pina Colada at home, and I will take this on the go. I'll come to work if I'm doing one of these late shifts and bring a Pina Colada with me and have it, and it fills me, and I feel good, and I look forward to it. So many times with these meal replacements, they're just, ugh. I mean, really, they're not nice. They're not nice. This is non-GMO. This is dairy-free. This is gluten-free. This is all the things that you want it to be.
Vegan as well.
Vegan as well. All the things that you would want to have in a meal replacement. 25,000 sold, thousands of people ordering. Here's your chance to jump in on the most popular choices. There's a couple distinguishing points that I want to highlight. Look, if the 400 meal kit gives you a sampler. It gives you one of each flavor: coffee, vanilla, chocolate, and pina colada. The pricing after today would be $522 if purchased separately. Our pricing is $229, and it's on 6 flex pay, so really affordable. If you want to choose what flavors, choose 300 or below. So you've got the $407 normal pricing. We're at $179.90. Here's why we've sold nearly 30,000 in 25 minutes. The reason why we've sold so many thousands is because if you choose the larger sizes, you will also receive sucrase, 0 calorie. Let's cut out the sugar for the new year and the artificial sweeteners.
It's the world's only sugar-free sweetener, and it's not artificial, it's natural, it's non-GMO stevia, and then of course our Choco Nuvo.
That's revolutionary, and so is this. This is gonna help lower your cholesterol. If you buy the larger sizes, you will get these at no additional charge. We highlighted it, but one last time, look, that's the price that you would normally be spending. Andrew, this is the biggest offer we've ever done.
It's funny for a product that's been around for over 30 years. It's the best offer, it's the best pricing per meal, and that's without even contemplating the value of the added components. The Choco Nuvo you're getting to try for the first time, the Choco Nuvo Cafe, and also the sucrase, which sucrase is it's a game changer in terms of sweeteners. But what I was going to do is read some reviews. I encourage you to go to hsn.com, because roughly, and this is amazing to think of with a flavor-based product, especially it's a meal replacement, it's a diet product, it's 60 plus calories, it's super low in calories. You'd figure lucky to average like fair 2-3 stars. But this averages over 4 stars, and it's close to 90% positive reviews.
It is.
So, but let's read some reviews here. So, yippee and gluten-free. I got this in chocolate and vanilla. I put a scoop in my post-workout smoothie because I want a little extra protein, but I'm vegan and gluten-free. They're even tasty enough to have as dessert.
See?
That's what I do.
Yep.
Really happy with this product, as am I with all of Andrew's products. My only regret is that I didn't order the largest size from Katie in Arizona. Addictive for a 60-calorie meal replacement.
Amazing.
Love this product. I've had the chocolate and vanilla. This is the first time I have tried the Pina Colada, my new favorite, with low-fat milk. I ordered 30 servings of this one and also bought a vanilla. I just reordered at full price the 60 servings of Pina Colada. All of this, and it's the best on the market. Wow, what a treat. It really is delicious. Though I love Andrew Lessman's vitamins and chocolates, I was somewhat skeptical of the claims that the meal replacement powder would taste good. We should be skeptical. Silly of me to doubt him. I purchased the chocolate flavor and mixed it with 10 ounces of whole milk. Though Andrew probably would not approve of the whole milk. It's okay. And it tasted like a melted chocolate milkshake. That was the intent behind the design. It was a perfect post-workout drink. I may branch out and try the vanilla and coffee flavors too next time.
Excellent.
Best tasting meal replacement. I've been using what I thought was the best tasting meal replacement for a while now. However, I take many of Andrew's vitamins and didn't realize until recently that he also had a meal replacement. We only feature it in January, so this is the best time and pretty much the only time.
Right.
I had a coupon and thought I would try it. I was wrong. I haven't been using the best tasting meal replacement. This is by far the best.
There you go.
It is so creamy and mixes so well with my almond milk. It reminds me of those chocolate milks I loved as a kid.
Mission accomplished.
Our goal. Hands down, best meal replacement. I'm a protein shake veteran. If it's out there, I've tried it. Andrew's is the best. Tasting, texture, not chalky at all. It's smooth as silk. It's so low in calories. I even use 2 scoops at times to double the protein. It works so well with some weight management programs. I highly recommend, as well as his vitamins and Muriel's cookbooks. And again, this is designed to be non-denominational, how should I say, that whatever, if you're paleo, if you're keto, we try to keep the carb down. We want this product, whatever's going to work for you. Meal replacements are the best science in terms of weight loss. So I tried to create a product that is flexible, that you could work into whatever it is working for you. And that's the key to a great product, is something that's going to accommodate your needs and your wishes when it comes to achieving your goals.
Just so everybody knows, in about 10 minutes, we will do our glucosamine chondroitin Today special. It's our second Today special that's coming up. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement and so many key words that Andrew just brought out of those reviews. Not chalky, silky, creamy. I mean, it really is. I just had my pina colada. I've been sipping away at it the whole time. I normally have it with non-fat milk. That's my favorite way to enjoy it. If you don't know what flavor to choose, trust me, I promise you, the pina colada will drive you wild. You will not believe it's a meal replacement. Just the moment that you actually unscrew the lid and smell it, well, that's the chocolate actually. When you smell it, it really is phenomenal. So here's the other thing that you need to know. If you choose the larger sizes, you could do a bonus buy, getting an additional for $10 off. I'm trying to think of you to think ahead, because I know once you try it, you'll love it. And you know, obviously the next purchase won't be a Today special. If you order it today, you're benefiting from the lowest prices of the year. I'm really proud that HSN has been able to offer the 6 flex pay as well on that largest 400 meal kit. Again, Andrew, breaking down the barriers to make it accessible.
Well, it's affordable. Again, the 300 count, the 400 count, both are less than 60 cents a meal.
Pennies.
Yeah, and pennies. And to think that, and I have reviews that speak just about that, that beyond this being a product to help with a healthy weight loss or weight management, and it's a product that's rich in vitamins and minerals, and for that reason, families, and especially a number of years ago when a lot of families were struggling more than ever, this was a product that was affordable.
It's true.
So it was a way to make sure that families, children, got the vitamins and minerals they needed, and to be able to do so at 60 cents a meal is truly remarkable. And I'd put the vitamin mineral content of this meal replacement up against any typical meal we're going to be eating at home. Because this, again, when you look at the comprehensive nature of it, the label reads like a mini multivitamin, multi-mineral. But I was going to read some more reviews here, and then you read even more science, and some of the science even talking about soy protein, how soy protein has all of these other benefits, because so many of us have to lose weight because we're worried about certain health risks.
Yes.
So soy protein has added benefits in terms of those health risks. So we'll talk about in a moment whether it's helping support healthy blood sugar metabolism, healthy insulin metabolism, healthy blood pressure, all of these things that are critical measures of our good health, that as we lose weight, improve. Soy protein pushes us in that positive direction, better than the other forms of protein.
And it's no gimmicks. I'm so glad Andrew pointed that out. Gimmicks, we're all fed up of the gimmicks, Andrew. You want something real but safe.
Well, again, as I say, I don't invent products. I simply read the research. And all we've done here, the reason why I get to show you all these charts and quotes, that was the blueprint for the product.
Right.
So it's not me saying I know more than the scientists who've been studying weight loss for the last 50 years. It's the clinical studies that we read that forms the basis of this. And the only reason I decided to make a meal replacement was when the science on meal replacement became so compelling that a meal replacement actually does better than those designed programs and those special food programs. So it's both the most affordable way to go about it, and I think I actually think our meal replacement is not just the best tasting. I actually think it's also the lowest cost per meal of any meal replacement on the market. That I'm not certain of, but I see so many meal replacements that are $3, $4, $5 a meal.
Sure.
That I really don't think there's anything that comes close to the flavor of this, the quality of this. And again, that's also why we do it bulk. Because packaging and packets cost so much. They're also kind of wasteful, but that's why we do it bulk, because it makes it so much more affordable. Each one of those large bags, Adam is holding one now, that weighs 4 pounds. So when you get the 300, just the powder alone, you're getting 12 pounds of powder.
Yeah.
You're getting the 400, you're getting 16 pounds of powder. So every meal, every scoop, again, 60 cents. With the full complement, I had the chart behind me here, of the vitamins and minerals we talked about there. You're getting 500% of the RDA of B12. You're getting 500% of the RDA of biotin. Those alone, you'd have to figure that's going to cost several pennies each, just those levels of those very expensive nutrients. And again, it's less than 60 cents a meal. And it's the best science on weight loss, meal replacement science, and it's the best source of protein, non-GMO soy protein. As I say, in terms of which protein is better or which protein is best, I'm not going to argue for one or the other. I'm not going to try to prove one or the other. I'm going to rely on the science that's been going on for several decades, and it is abundant and it is deep. And the most abundant, deep science on the best protein for weight loss is going to be soy protein, non-GMO soy protein.
One of the reasons why, and everybody knows this, whether it's about ourselves or somebody we love, we know that diets fail when we don't enjoy the diet plan. We know that they fail when it becomes too much of a hardship, when it's not enjoyable. This is something that you enjoy, that you look forward to, that you'll maintain and succeed in, because of all the reasons Andrew's saying. The sense of well-being is there because of the extraordinarily comprehensive list of ingredients that are following the science, and the results are there. When you do it and you maintain it, you find that success.
Without, as the word we saw in a couple of those research studies, the word is compliance. Right. They often talk about compliance with the drugs, that if you stop taking it, you're not compliant, you're not being compliant with that drug. So with weight loss, of course, whatever you're doing, if you're not being compliant, if you're not being consistent, it's not going to work. And the funny thing is, when I made my first meal replacement, I often got letters that told me what it tasted like, and I think I'd be bleeped if I used the words that were in the letters. That what I learned is basically telling me if you make a meal replacement that tastes like blank, no one's going to use it, no matter how good it is. No one's going to use it. And so I learned that all of a sudden I needed to either become an expert in flavor, or I needed to go to the experts in flavors, and that's what we did. And we went to the experts in flavor, who are responsible for the flavors of those fast food drinks we all love, shakes that we all love. So that was an education for me. I approached making a meal replacement the way I approached, say, making a multivitamin, where it's all about the ingredients and the science on the ingredients. But when something's in a capsule, there's no flavor. But when you're making a meal replacement, part of the experience of it is that eating experience. They talk about satiety, they talk about satisfaction, that texture and mouthfeel, that those are things that we had to focus on. And if you read the reviews, that's what they talk about, is the flavor. That for every review that talks about weight loss, there's probably 2 or 3 reviews that just rave about the flavor. And I think also because we don't expect it. But I was going to read a few more reviews here, if I could. Blown away. I reluctantly purchased this item. Reluctantly, that's bad. I reluctantly purchased this item during Andrew's April visit. Usually meal replacements taste like cardboard and have no flavor. Right. Many of them require a blender to mix smoothly. Also, some have to be sweetened with fruits or other drinks or sugar. Not this product. My product arrived today. Let me say that I was blown away. I added 1 scoop and some water. That's it. It tastes fabulous. No blender needed. I may actually be able to reach my weight loss goals. Would let you know. It's funny, I didn't even know that review was there, but it was speaking exactly about what I was speaking about. Great flavor and very satisfying. I've tried many diets and drinks. I was skeptical, but wanted something with great nutrition, so thought I would give it a try. I love it. I bought vanilla and chocolate. I'm so satisfied, I can't tell you. I've used them for breakfast and as a dessert, especially at night when I tend to nibble, don't we all? I like it best with milk. It tastes like a milkshake. I sometimes, which is what we designed it for. I sometimes need a crunch for breakfast, so I made the vanilla and poured some into a very small bowl of cereal. I feel great, from Emery Chloe in Connecticut. Pina colada is vacation.
Yes.
It's our new most popular flavor.
Yep.
It's surpassed, vanilla and chocolate, coffee have always been the top 3 by far. And pina colada is
exceptional.
Is the new #1. I've these meal replacements in almost all the flavors to supplement my protein intake, as I am in my 70s and live alone and find it hard to make sure I get enough protein every day. I mix Secure with whole milk in a canning jar and shake the mix a few seconds and drink. All are yummy. That's how easily it mixes. You don't need a blender. But pina colada is my hands down favorite, followed by coffee and chocolate. I'm grateful to have a nutrition supplement that is inexpensive, easy at hand, and good for me. I stock up at sale time, helps me to sleep. And what my goal when we made these, originally when we were flavoring these and made these, I went out and I, of course, I bought all the shakes from all the places.
Market research.
I did market research, and of course I had to drink them.
Of course.
And of course their nutrient content is absolutely disgusting.
Right.
But they taste unbelievable.
Yeah.
They are designed to taste unbelievable. They taste so good that despite the fact that most of us know that what's in them is frightening, I couldn't have them around the house because I would eat them. Right. You just have to not pull in, because otherwise the chocolate, the vanilla, all of them, the various flavors, the coffee, they're incredible. But they're also, some of them I think are over 1,000 calories.
Easy.
You could have almost a month's worth of these for that level of calories. But all I set out to do is I said, okay, we have all the nutrients and all the science in this product. Now, all I want to do is keep that science and not change it. Yep. And I want to blend it into the most remarkable imitation of those fast food shakes or that coffee location shake. And that's what we did. And that's why this product went from a product that averaged about 2 stars when I first introduced it. And it's hard to make that change, but now the product is solidly over 4 stars.
We all know about diets that haven't worked for us and people that are not happy with the diet. Just so you know, the reviews on this, 3,000 5-star reviews. 3,000 5-star reviews. It's an overwhelmingly positive experience. Obviously, we're coming to the end of our evening this evening. We do have a glucosamine chondroitin today special that we're going to briefly mention. Everybody is ordering Secure Meal Replacement. We are now 30,000 sold. I want to show you what makes a lot of sense to everybody watching. If you go for the larger sizes, you are going to receive this and this as a bonus. Choco Nouveau Cafe World Launch. You're going to be the first in America to sample it, to taste it. Organic Fair Trade, the world's most delicious chocolate that helps to lower your cholesterol. There's another good habit for the new year. That's included at no extra charge if you order the larger sizes of the Today's Special, plus the world's first, only, greatest natural, no sugar, 0-calorie sweetener. It's called Sucress. It launched last year to much fanfare and became a massive, massive customer favorite. But most important of all is, of course, the overall savings. If you just take a look at the largest sizes, you're looking at $522. $407. Why? Because it's the best in the world. Because it's the best value in the world. It's the best complement of ingredients in the world. It's non-GMO, it's vegan, it's non-dairy. It's all the things that you would want. The pricing today is amazing. Now, we've talked a lot about the pina colada. But if you're somebody that wants to have a bit of the pina colada, a bit of the chocolate, a bit of the vanilla, you can mix and match and configure your own. Right. So if you do the 200, you might do the vanilla and chocolate. 200, you could get
2 of one flavor, or you could get 1 of each flavor.
Right.
You could get chocolate vanilla, you can get chocolate coffee. With the 300, you can get all one flavor.
Yes.
And again, or you could pick 3 different flavors. With the 400, the only way that's available, these would be way too many options. With the 400, the only way that's available is 1 of each. So,
and they are telling me that the 400 serving is now more than 50% sold out. So please bear that in mind. If you're heading out later today and you're going to be visiting friends and family, you might not see this again, certainly in the larger, most valuable sizes. It's a good day, Andrew. It's an exciting day for everyone.
Well, it's an exciting day because, frankly, in the U.S., we have some work to do. We have some work to do to hopefully perhaps see if we could lose a little bit of weight, see if we could improve the measures of cardiovascular risk and cerebrovascular risk, all that we have numbers that are a little alarming in terms of our cholesterol and blood sugar and blood pressure. And this is not a drug, but this is part of the path to getting those numbers in line. And when we talk about soy protein's gotten a bad rap. Of course, GMO soy protein is something we shouldn't get near.
Right.
But non-GMO soy protein, if we look at one of the staples of what makes the Asian diet so much better than our own, and why folks in Asia, especially in Japan, are healthier than we are, it's just the amount of, I think they probably consume about 50 pounds of soy to barely our 1 pound of soy a year. But when you look at soy and the various compounds it contains, first of all, it's a protein that's comparable to whey protein, that's superior even to beef protein. So it's a complete protein. It delivers what you need. So it helps you retain your muscle while you're selectively losing your body fat. But if we just look at soy protein, say from the Journal of Nutrition here, clinical studies also show that ingestion of soy proteins reduces the risk factors for cardiovascular disease. This led to the approval of the food labeling health claim for soy proteins in the prevention of coronary heart disease by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in 1999, which is one of the major reasons why that's the first choice of a protein that you're going to put in a weight loss product. Right. European Journal of Nutrition, due to its high protein and low cholesterol content, actually no cholesterol. There's no cholesterol in this product. Again, gluten-free. All of our products are all the things you want to avoid, say dairy, gluten, not in this product. Soy is often used as a meal replacement or dietary component in weight loss regimens. This study of lifetime soy intake and BMI, which is our body mass index, that's our sort of our body composition, right, provides some support for the hypothesis that women who consume soy as part of their regular diet have lower body weight.
Wow.
Consumption, International Journal of Medical Sciences. Consumption of soy protein can favorably affect satiety, satisfaction, feeling full, and reduce excess body fat in obese animals and humans. Among the dietary proteins, soy protein is considered a complete protein in that it contains ample amounts of all the essential amino acids, plus several other macronutrients, with a nutritional value roughly equivalent to that of animal protein of high biological value. So it's equivalent to animal protein, and again, it's more environmentally sound than, say, animal protein. Molecular and cellular endocrinology, the low frequency of obesity and related metabolic disorders in Asian populations has drawn attention towards soy, which is a characteristic component in the Asiatic diet. Molecular and cellular endocrinology, overall there is a suggestive body of evidence that soy and dietary isoflavones favorably alter glycemic control, improve weight and fat loss, lower triglycerides, low density lipoproteins, the bad cholesterol, and total cholesterol. So again, not only does this support your weight loss goals, but as you're achieving those weight loss goals, it's supporting you in so many areas of metabolism. Yep. Current evidence from animal and human studies suggests that diets rich in soy and isoflavones have beneficial effects on many aspects of diabetes and obesity. And I could go on. We have probably 200 quotes of charts that emphasize that meal replacements are the preferred and most effective way, better than supervised weight loss plans, which was, if I didn't see the science quoted so many times, I would be surprised that better than a supervised weight loss plan, a meal replacement, but that's the case. And there's no better source of protein in a meal replacement than soy protein.
You can do it when you enjoy it. You'll get the success when you like it, when it's easy to do, and this is easy, there's nothing easier. It's remarkable in every element, and that's why this is so easy to talk about. Here's what I know for an absolute fact, God's honest truth. I know that when you get your secure meal replacement and you get it home and you open it up, Just take, for example, this one. The vanilla. You open up the vanilla, the pina colada, the chocolate, and instantly, you won't believe your nostrils. It smells like heaven, heaven. And then when you mix it with water or low-fat milk, preferably, it's gonna be an incredible experience that I know you will look forward to.
And it's unusual for me to, usually I'm emphasizing the science, and certainly I could emphasize the science behind, is part of the reason this tastes so different is because of the texture, because it's not lumpy. That what we've chosen, every vitamin and mineral in this product was specifically chosen for its solubility. So we wanted to make sure that it's not going to be burdened by its vitamin and mineral content. So we are very careful about every single ingredient and its individual solubility, which is why, I mean, and it'll look crazy to do this, but let's take, this is chocolate.
Right.
Let's take.
Oh, wow.
Let's see, let's really.
You're going for it, Andrew, here.
But to give you an idea of how the lengths we go to make it soluble.
That's half a glass full.
That's you know, I need a water. But I think that was probably about 7 meals. And this is a small glass, so there's not a lot of room. But I'll give you a sense of how soluble it is. I'll probably make a mess, but what you'll see,
we're going to prove a point, is what we're going to do.
Eventually, all of this is going to go into solution.
Now, how many scoops would a normal person have?
1. So, as you can see, and it's just a small glass, and I'm making a mess, and this is going to take me all of probably, 30 seconds to do. But you just make sure that everything is all in there. But
I mean, that's impressive by any stretch of the imagination.
But that's how super soluble each of the ingredients are. And what I'll do is I'll just, there you go. And
the chocolatiest drink ever.
It's like a candy bar, but.
The one thing I love is not chalky. There's so many meal replacements that can be chalky. Even that with 7 scoops.
But I want to show everyone. Look how soluble it is.
God, Andrew.
So that shows you there are 7 meals.
Wow. And
probably about 8 or 10 ounces of water. So that's the extent we went to in terms of the science. Because that also is directly reflecting its flavor in your mouth, the way it distributes itself in your mouth, on your tongue, so you really get all of that wonderful flavor. But the key that makes this different, and it's why I'm sort of salivating now, it's the flavor. There's no one else in this entire category that makes the investment in flavor that we make. And that's what makes this totally different. So yes, it is the lowest calorie meal replacement in the world. We also make sure you have the best source of protein of any meal replacement. But what we've really done, and of course, it's got a complement of nutrients like no other meal replacement in the world. But what we've really done is we've invested in your experience, because we know that you can only be disciplined for so long. There needs to be some joy. There needs to be some satisfaction that if a product is going to be miserable, I won't use it. I'm not that disciplined. I can be motivated, but I'm not that disciplined. I'll be motivated to try something, but if it's unpleasant, I'm not disciplined enough to continue. This is designed to be enjoyable. It's designed to be delicious, so you'll continue, and that's where you get the benefits.
We wish you all the health and happiness in the world. Thank you for all your orders. Stay in the ordering process. Just to let everybody know, although we didn't get time this evening, we have another today's special, glucosamine and chondroitin, your joints, flexibility, elasticity, an amazing product, Andrew.
Yeah, and that's something this time of year for so many of us, working hand in hand with changing and modifying our diet and what we're eating. It's, as I always say, it's 2 things. It's what you put in your body, it's what you do with your body. And with glucosamine and chondroitin, so many of us, as we've gotten older, especially for a little overweight, it's challenging on our joints. I mean, I'm not as young as I used to be, and activity is a critical part of my life. Glucosamine and chondroitin is something I feel I must do to thank my body, to give my body the reward so I can continue to enjoy being an active individual.
If you want to order glucosamine and chondroitin, the today's special pricing is the best of the year. $150, $300, $600, or the special size of the 900 capsules capsules. If you order the larger size, you can take $20 off the price as well, so bear that in mind, Andrew.
Even on both the 600 and the 900, you're talking about just a little bit more than a dime a capsule for the finest glucosamine chondroitin in the world that follows all the clinical research and scientific studies.
Andrew, you're back at lunchtime today?
I'm back at noon today, so back in about 12 hours. Yes, a little less.
But the good news is, for anybody that didn't check out our show tonight, the encore begins right here, right now. Good night, everybody.
HSN and QVC launched a nationwide search to find the next big brands. Entrepreneurs faced our expert judges for a chance to see their dreams come true.
This is a dream that I had since I was 15 years old.
Now, for the first time ever, they will be able to bring their products to you live.
This is everything we ever wanted.
Discover all the exciting and innovative products here on the premiere of The Big Find.